crap. Let's just do one more. Let's do tour of NVIDIA headquarters.
Every organization, government or commercial, is being asked to deliver more with less. Technology is undeniably the key to making that possible. The guide is designed to give you the tools to accelerate adoption with confidence.
At NVIDIA's headquarters, the chips that propelled the company to a $2 trillion valuation were used in custom software that helped design this office.
We're using a lot of their visualization tools to help optimize the daylight that's coming in here.
We got to test out our technology on our own project.
And
sounds like public schools need to pick up the pace. Shoot.
Beyond powering the program that visualized the office, NVIDIA's chips also served as the inspiration for the
Look, and I always know something. Y'all ever see
visualize the office? NVIDIA's chips also served as the inspiration for these futuristic buildings.
These projects are all about the soul of NVIDIA.
So what does the soul of one of the most sought-after places to work
NVIDIA internship, job application, job interview
look like? And how does NVIDIA's space fuel the work powering the AI revolution? I took a tour and chased down a robot to find out. On NVIDIA's campus in Santa Clara, California, these two buildings are the focus. The 500,000 square foot Endeavor and the 750,000 square foot Voyager. Yes, those are Star Trek references. An outdoor park connects these two buildings.
Our triangle motif here is really a reflection of the origins of the company. 3D graphics were based originally on drawing triangles.
The triangle is everywhere, from windows to walkways to this corrugated structure.
This is the heart. The heart contains many of our most active spaces. Reception, conference rooms, coffee breaks.
The heart sits at the center of Endeavor, which was the first of the two new buildings to open on campus. In the middle of Voyager, there's this.
We call it the mountain. And in effect, what we did was take that heart and spread it open across the surface of that mountain.
Got it. The effect of this is that Endeavor feels inwardly focused, whereas Voyager is wide open.
It's like a high-rise building on 3.5 floors.
But NVIDIA's goals for the project, to foster collaboration and maximize efficiency for its
But the reason why you see, cafes like this, the work environment in places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Facebook, a lot of tech companies like this, Meta, is because they want to open up and expand your mind more. They want you to think more. When you have human communication like this, you allow for more ideas, more flow state, more things to be processed other than you just sitting by yourself in a cubicle. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I always hear teachers all the time. They will always sit up here and say, oh, well, no phones in the class. Don't do no phones. Put your phones away. This is ruining the human brain. They be the same ones. Okay, go to textbook 44, go to page 49, and do your notebook work assignment. I graduated with a 4.0 GPA in college. I can sit on my phone if I want to. Buddy, the whole point of us not being on our phones is to connect with each other. You said don't talk. Now, even if you said don't work with each other, that's you still make it more fun. Like, you can rearrange your desk, you can make the classroom a little cooler. You can allow us to listen to music. Most times, you don't even allow us to talk, and you want no phones. It's not preparing anybody. It's unrealistic. If you go to work environments like this, which are the future, and are healthy work environments, dude, you can go on your phone if you want to, as long as you're not in a project or a freaking meet. You're a human being. And same thing with the bathroom. Yes, in some jobs, in some cases, depending on where you work at, you can't just up and go to the bathroom. Most jobs, you can go to the bathroom. I've literally heard people who literally work jobs, pretty good position jobs, manager position. They literally just tell me all they do is just sit down and chill on their phone. And I'm pretty sure this is a job you don't really have to be interactive too. So it's like, how you gonna get mad at the person for relieving themselves? And it's just like, there's not a lot of freedom in schools, and they don't really know how to teach. And I think the schools are built to handle bad children, and they're not really wanting to open up and work with, the good children and expand their minds more. Because it's like, how am I getting in trouble for wanting to go use the bathroom? I understand that in some work environments you can't just up and go, but in work environments like this, look, bathroom, she could walk there right now if she wanted to. Nobody will say anything. You can go and do that. There's nothing wrong with having to go relieve yourself. Because I'm telling you this right now, if you don't go to the bathroom, what are you worried about? Oh, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go. That doesn't mean you're a baby. That just means you have to go. You're uncomfortable. That's the sensors in your body, your nerves in your body telling you have to go relieve yourself. And it's not even healthy to keep in pee and poop like that. It's not. I'm not lying. I am a grown man. It's not like I just don't like how teachers they're so controlling over the bathroom. And it's so weird. Like they're preparing people for unhealthy work environments that are being taken over by robots and AI. I mean, if you're talking about fast food and people who are at the speakers, hey, may I take your order? Buddy, those jobs are going to be taken by AI pretty soon. There'll be nobody to take your order but a robot. And if you think I'm trolling, I'm not. Um, the healthy work environments really don't do that. And actually, when your mind's not preoccupied, you're with having to go to the bathroom, you're able to think about more because your mind is thinking about having to go relieve yourself, get the waste out of your body. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not weird. And then it just be like, oh, 3 passes per quarter. Oh my days. So I mean, unhealthy work environments, unhealthy work environments, and then with school too, on how they prepare students, it just be so corny because they'll say stuff like, "Oh, no hats in the building. It's traditional." No, it's not. I see staff members all the time wearing sun hats around campus and baseball caps, and nothing gets said to them. Um, Also, by the way, speaking on that, the reason why they said no hats is because of gang culture. Buddy, the school that we're at, there's no gangs. There's no gangs. I can walk down and freaking wear blue if I wanted to. Nobody's gonna say nothing. And if you really would do your research on gang culture, if it gets to that point where you can't wear a certain hat, you can't wear a certain color. Like you see we see this every time. You can't wear a certain color walking down those parts. So instead of actually addressing the issue, you're not even teaching. You're just out flat right banning it. Just doing whatever you want. If you work from home, which that environment is getting more popular, working from home because you don't have to deal with freaking Susie. Talk about that's not according to work violations 3456. My cat said, "How are you doing?" You can go to the bathroom if you wanted to. You can go eat if you wanted to. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just like school, bro. Go to school, but understand that they're not teaching you everything that you need to know, and they're really setting you up for unrealistic expectations in hostile work environments. Because I don't know what type of jobs they're working to the point where you can't even go use the bathroom. I never heard of that. Most jobs that I do see, unless like I said, you're in a meeting, important project, you can go to the bathroom if you want to. Like you're a grown man. In college, if you wanted to, you can go to the bathroom. Nobody stops you. And college actually more prepares you for the work environment if you think so, because people go to college to go to work. Right now, if I was in a college campus and I was in a lecture with my professor's yapping, so blah blah blah, go to textbook 35. Right now, I just walk out. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. He would not care. And there's nothing wrong with that because you're a grown man. You can go use your bladder if you want to and go relieve yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just unrealistic expectations, chat. That's why it's just like some stuff like schools. It's just like stuff like that with schools and the whole collective punishment. Going back to the hats thing too. Um, it's so stupid because again, I heard someone else. I heard a staff member, a teacher. That teacher's cool, by the way. That teacher had said Students get territorial over hats. Okay, buddy, that is an item owned by said student. You could say the same thing over a phone, a backpack, a pair of shoes, a shirt, a freaking pencil. That's theirs. Of course, they're going to be territorial of an item that they own and most likely bought or might have bought with their own money. Like, okay, like you can't go on the random street in a good area of town. You can go to a good area, rich area of town, and take someone's hat, and they're gonna be upset about it. Like that's their property, of course. Like nobody's in a gang, and then like it was just so corny. I swear, school systems are so outdated. We're learning out of textbooks that are from 1985. The information in there is way outdated. In my robotics class, the program is not funded, but they want to go fund gates that don't work to stop people from skipping school. Okay, you preach all the time that we're in high school, right? And that everything's a choice from what we do in this part of life. Why are you spending $10,000 where you can go be putting that into a bigger pad for robotics, ROTC, band, all these other sports, or not sports, all these other programs? But you want to put up gates and stop people from leaving campus, which is so stupid to me. They're leaving campus anyway. And I'm literally not trolling, chat. At my school, they're literally leaving campus any time of the day that they want to and going off campus and getting lunch. At my school right now, they ban students from going off campus and getting lunch, which is also very stupid. You're not, like I said, you're not stopping anything. If that child doesn't want to do any work, don't force him to. Don't ruin everybody else's time, because people were actually using that ability to go off campus and go hang out to actually do fun things, clear their mind, go on walks, do cool stuff, not skip class, to not go to Miss Bartoli's room in English. Like, you're okay. You're not gonna get hurt. Like, it's like so stupid. I don't know where these school systems be getting their ideas on how to teach and educate people. This has to be, I don't know what they're doing. And don't get me started on what they feed us. Yes, I'm going on a rant. Yes, this is going to be a separate video. Don't get me started on what these school systems feed us. It is insane. It is actually insane. I ain't gonna hold you. This is actually insane on what they feed us.
Employees called it.
They actually feed us chum bucket slop. I'm not joking. I can ask my little sister, Layla, what do they feed you at middle school? Does it taste good? Yeah, like it looks good, but the pizza on how it's prepared, it's not really prepared good. And then the food, other types of food that they serve, it's pretty nasty. Like it's just like I don't know what they be doing, chat. It's just crazy, just crazy, insane. Like I said, chat, like it's just food at public school systems is so nasty. I'm gonna be honest. Um, in the coming future, you should send your child to a online school, online homeschool, or a private school. A school that's gonna get them ahead academically and socially. Public school, I don't see it being. It's oh no, it's bad. It's bad. I had family members tell me that they're not even probably going to send their child to a public school because priorities are too messed up. We see in Texas schools are getting literally lit up, and you're worried about cell phones. We have people, crazy lunatics, running into schools with the biggest machine guns in Call of Duty, and your main focus is cell phones. but not the big old people with not the crazy people with the big old machine guns. Cell phones. And I want to say this too, because I had a teacher of mine. He's also cool. That teacher's also cool. Going to say that, oh, cell phones actually block the radio signals from the thing. Okay, that may be true, but you can run out the school because most likely kids aren't going to stay there. I always hear a lot of kids say that they're not staying in the school, and I even had a scare last year where the school went on lockdown and we saw the lights flashing. I was about to actually run out the school. True story. Um, but it's just like I don't agree with taking away the phones though. I just I just don't think taking away the phones is the issue. I just think the teaching style is the issue. You just got to know how to teach without the phones. Because if you think it was bad in elementary school, kids weren't paying attention. So and they didn't have phones. So it's just are you maybe I don't know. That's just you, I guess. That just might be you. I just don't think it's everybody's situation. I just don't agree with the whole phones being taken away and on how schools operate. With dress code, when it comes to hats, when it comes to bathroom policies. I have two classes right now that they're both cool. One of them is my favorite class. No hate to them. I can understand when it's coming from, but it's just it's just mm. I don't even know what to say. It's just dude, 3 passes per quarter. You have 3 times to go to the bathroom per quarter. And this is what I meant. They're punishing kids who don't do anything bad in class. If you have to go out of class for 5 minutes to go piss, you're not hurting anybody. You're not even hurting yourself. You're actually helping yourself because while you have to go pee, you're not thinking anything else but going pee. And then when you tell teachers like that, they start shaming you and making it seem that you're a little baby. That's what I just don't like about the whole bathroom situations. Because they're not a little baby. They're actually trying to focus on their work. But if you just won't stop being closed-minded and understand that the work environments that you're preparing children for are unhealthy, then I don't know. Maybe you'll see more success. But do understand that not in all work environments you will do that. And you don't know everybody's life. You don't know what work environments they might be working in. They can probably work in an environment where they can go to the bathroom all they want. It's not hurting anybody if you have to go to the bathroom. And it's just this collective punishment because 2 kids want to go skip class. So you have to punish the whole class when the whole class is not skipping. Go punish those students. Take away their bathroom privileges. But no, they don't want to do that because the districts are too scared to get freaking sued. It's so freaking it's so stupid, bro. It's actually so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, okay, if there's a couple kids out of the bunch that want to be special, take away those kids' privileges. Don't take away the other kids' privileges that don't do the bad things that you're saying that they're doing. That's why I just don't believe in this collective punishment stuff. I don't believe in it. It's very toxic. It's very bad. It doesn't solve anything, in my opinion. It actually causes resentment and anger towards the school, towards the teacher, from other students who didn't do anything, who followed all the rules, and who expected a good reward for that. Not to be punished. It actually causes anger, resentment, and dislike towards the teacher, towards the school, because it feels that their freedom is being taken away by somebody they can't control. That's preparing them for an unrealistic work environment, if you think about it. Because in a work environment, and yes, I'm on a whole rant today. It's my channel. Because this is a deeper meaning. In a work environment, if your coworker starts goofing off and act like a goofball, not doing their assignments, not doing their tasks, not listening, disrespecting the manager, disrespecting the boss, disrespecting the building, just being overall just a bad worker or employee, they're going to get fired. you're not going to get fired. They're going to get fired. But I just don't agree with that. I say let them. Don't take away the phones. The phones aren't the issue. Take away the other people's stuff. Who you know causes the wrong. And it's not rude to do that. Let them earn it back. Parents do it all the time with other children. Like I just like, and then I just don't know what teachers just be expecting from students because it's like, why do you want me to reprimand him? What he does has nothing to do with me. And what that other teacher says is to mind my own business. So why should I listen to you? What's your credibility? Why are you getting mad at me because I don't want to reprimand this child that I don't know? That's what I don't understand. Like it's just so stupid. So stupid on how these school districts operate, how the school system operates. It's way outdated. In robotics class right now, they're teaching videos that are what, 10 years old? Over? And what, in 5 years, practically all the jobs you know are becoming robots as we speak. Jobs are being taken right now for AI. And I'm not lying. When you hear people like Elon, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos say things like this, then it's not crazy. 5 years, in 10 years, you'll see teachers being replaced by robots. So the work environments that you're probably preparing students for are fields that are being taken over. When you have fields like this and work at home environments, which is actually becoming popular, read the data, read the statistics, I'm not lying. You can understand that it's professional, it's clean, you're able to make money. You're also able to take care of your mental health better. You're able to go to the bathroom whenever you want. You're able to eat whenever you want. No eating in my class because little Johnny threw ketchup everywhere. That's little Johnny. That has nothing to do with me. Honestly. Honestly. And I don't know what, like, bro. What work environments do teachers be talking about? I've been to my jobs like my grandmother's. I've been to jobs like my mom's. I've seen what these teachers do. What you're talking about is not how they act. Please do understand that. Whoa. That's not having no integrity, that's just basic understanding. I've seen, what people do. Like it's not real. You know, it's like phones aren't the issue, it's people. Again, you have literal teachers who will sit up here and make me put my phone in my backpack. Okay, first off, I'm a human being. I have self-control and I know how to regulate myself. I know how to keep my phone in my pocket. Let me keep my phone in my pocket because I don't have the issue where I just need to be checking my phone every 10 minutes. That's not me. I understand when it's class time, put the phone in your pocket, don't use it. I know that. I'm not gonna turn into a freaking Last of Us zombie and start ringing like, screen time. Ah, ah. Over me not being able to check freaking snap score. Like, I know how to regulate myself. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. I don't know what type of work environments these people are preparing people for, but it's not unrealistic, man. Unrealistic. Unrealistic.
NVIDIans bring shared purpose to these two buildings.
The CEO, Jensen, was very, very involved personally with the design here. For them, chip design, it's all about connections. How do you move information around on a silicon wafer? What they do is they design the connections first.
In Voyager and Endeavour, there are workspaces for roughly 5,000 NVIDIans total. The project's leaders decided the best layout for connecting workers was an open office.
We always talked about the ideal way of getting everybody to collaborate is to get everybody in one room.
But as anyone who's worked in a big open room knows, noise can be a problem.
I mean,
Shout out to my psychology teacher though, cause she actually her room though, I ain't gonna lie, she's W. Follow on Instagram. You guys wanna go follow her? It's Loosely Learning. Um, we actually made this in class, which I'm never taking off. And her class environment is actually just like this. It's just like this. But like I said, if you're going to take phones away, for example, in her class she takes phones away, but her class is fun enough to do that though. It's interactive enough. It's it promotes social activity. It's not just a tiny little desk with nothing to do and a freaking article and a textbook. Okay, at that point, I'm gonna use headphones. I'm gonna get the work done faster because we're not even doing anything. We can't even talk to each other. So, shout out to her. This is very true.
We're in one room with 3,500 people. It can be incredibly noisy.
Yeah.
So the shaping of the roof helps mitigate the sound. The whole thing is faceted. So the sound, as it reflects, it's not reflecting back to you, it's reflecting elsewhere. And behind that, there's acoustical insulation there. So the sound goes and gets absorbed by the roof.
NVIDIA said findings in this MIT study helped motivate it switch from the cubicle-filled spaces in its older offices to what we see in these newer buildings.
This is what a work environment should look like.
Visual connection, even if there's not an audio connection. And that
Because a cubicle is a box, and all your ideas are practically limited. If you learn how to, let's say, flow, adapt, talk to new people, you'll get ideas, you'll get inspiration, like I said, you open up your mind more. This is basically just improving your thinking skills.
allows that quicker iteration, allows those deeper relationships that are important to building very complex products.
So you're saying it's not just about giving employees an opportunity to connect and socialize, but you're saying the actual work that they then do together is better.
Absolutely, yes.
And that's just by being able to see one another.
It starts with that.
And unless you never leave a desk, it would be tough to avoid running into other NVIDIANs here, especially on the stairs.
So what you see along the mountain are these cabins, and at the very top, that's the bar.
It's a little bit of a metaphor for the workday. Your first coffee, your second coffee, and now you can have a drink.
I love that. Love it.
In Voyager alone, there are 19 staircases, some blazing trails up the mountain.
We have way more stairs than you need technically to exit. The elevators are pretty tucked away. They're there.
Yeah.
You know, people do need elevators, but it's not front and center. And that's, again, something I think that's pretty unique to NVIDIA.
But NVIDIA's paths through the office aren't meandering. The hallways that cut through the heart, for example, provide shortcuts across Endeavor. And this extends outside too.
When we built the second part of this campus, which is Voyager, and the park in between, we connected them at both levels so that the trip between the two is as short as possible.
How short? We tested it. How long do you think it's going to take us to get from here to Voyager?
Shouldn't take more than 2 minutes.
Let's start the timer and go.
How did we do?
Timer stops. We were so close. 2:30.
2:30.
2:30. Maybe we were a little leisurely. Maybe we
And
were
look,
lucky.
you can work outside if it's nice out. This is a very healthy work environment. W NVIDIA.
Yeah, the tree is
W NVIDIA.
2:30.
This
But getting to meetings and coworkers is only
is what the
part
new
of
work environment is supposed to look like. This is how you take care of your mind, body, spirit, and promote development and growth for your company.
optimizing efficiency. NVIDIA wanted to create the ideal working conditions, and this is where NVIDIA's tech came in.
When you control someone like a slave, they're only limited to one mindset. Remember that. You can only, if you look at, how slaves were controlled was through one mindset. They all thought the same. How are you going to get any development, especially for a tech company where, wow, there's no regulations when it comes to the internet. You do anything, any combination, anything. So you want to always be thinking. You want always critical thinking, development, inspiration, taking parts from things. This is what NVIDIA promotes as a company and as a work environment.
One of the key principles that NVIDIA uses as a company is simulation. We want to be able to simulate a world before we build it.
We as architects, you probably see a lot of renderings that we create, but those renderings, no matter how photoreal they are, it's still kind of an illustration of what we think the reality is going to be.
So NVIDIA put its chips to work, creating a program that could, for example, simulate how sun would
Look, and I bet you there are a lot of wear hats in there too.
pass through the skylights.
If I showed you those images
Ooh.
that we had simulated of a space like this, it looks almost identical to what came out, right, in terms of what the feeling of this daylight is.
In total, there are 511 triangular skylights dotting the ceilings of the two buildings. But not every area is meant to get light. The center of the mountain is shielded from daylight because
Here on this floor we have large labs. In the past, most of our lab spaces were carved out of a traditional office building. So it was a conference room turned into a lab or a janitor's closet.
NVIDIA has 42,000 square feet of lab space in Voyager alone. That's more than 15% of the space in the building. Balancing that tech in both buildings is a lot of green. There's this 80-foot living wall in Endeavor and more than 14,000 plants in Voyager.
You enter NVIDIA's headquarters, a company known for GPUs and powering AI, and the first thing you see is a huge plant wall.
Yeah. It becomes a relic in some ways if they put their technology up.
And these buildings, which are the first ones the 30-year-old company has ever owned, suggest NVIDIA doesn't plan on becoming a relic either.
You see Apple, Google, Meta, now this, right? They're really designing buildings for themselves. They've matured to a point where, yeah, they're like a multi-trillion-dollar company. They need spaces like this that really kind of can take them to the next level.
NVIDIA has room to grow. It could
looks like
even
the
add
future.
a third spaceship.
Would you
That balcony looks like a spaceship.
consider using AI
This is what schools should look like. I'm guarantee you'll see more growth.
in some way? Could it possibly play a role in a future space?
AI undoubtedly will be part of the construction of that next building. It's an assistant. It extends our reach.
I can only imagine, what the possibilities are if we started design again today. And I would hazard to guess with NVIDIA, it would be something we haven't even thought about.
This is the kind of casual connection
See, that's what I mean, robot.
that all the designers are hoping for.